don't think there was a whole lot of games being played in the break. I think everyone knew at that point that Wheeler was far enough ahead in that first period that everyone felt like they were fishing for second, and that wasn't a good feeling.
Todd's got 8-2, and you've got 7-4, so.
Man alive. In the last 2 rounds, I was never the one behind. I was always the one in control. For the first time this week on Eufaula, I was not in control. I was not in the driver's seat.
Fletcher, woo! A good butt kicking on this one so far.
What's that?
Good butt kicking so far.
I can't hear you.
That's all right, your ears are probably from
Yeah.
Going into break, I didn't have to change too much. I was actually rigged up right. I could catch him. I was catching him good when I was around him. Once Wheeler got ahead that far, I knew that if I fished the bank and shallow, it was futile. I wasn't going to catch him. And I noticed that though, there was very few guys offshore. I think Fletcher in the morning was offshore, and Timmy and me. You know, everything's not all right. We're trailing bad. I'm just sick of getting my handed to me, so we're gonna try some fall stuff up. Offshore doesn't necessarily mean deep, it just means off the bank. You know, there's a lot of channel swings in that creek, so there's a lot of water to fish out there. It was cloudy, so put like a couple of brighter colors on, so instead of like 2 crankbaits, I had 4 crankbaits, so I had 2 that were kind of bright. I had one that was like chartreuse and white, and then I had a kind of a white-sided one with a green back, and then I had my natural colored one I was throwing most of the time. I just knew there was a spot that I could pull up on and catch. You know, you could catch 20, 30 pounds in one period pretty easy. The locals have moved in on Wheeler's spot. That didn't take him long, did it? They moved in on the spot. But that's not a good thing. That'll force him to leave, and then he'll find some more. Going into period 2, it slowed down a lot. I mean, we get to hear each other's waves, so obviously nobody's crushing him anymore. I like that. That's a different spot. I found a ledge out here. I mean, I caught some little fish here and there. It was frustrating because I needed to catch some 2-pounders and 3-pounders. I'm catching ounces and catching these little dinkers, and it's kind of frustrating me because I want to catch them, and the only way you can catch them is to get on those either a big school of pounders and just catch a whole bunch of them, or get some 2- and 3-pounders and some pounders mixed in, and that's how you catch them. But I couldn't find them.
Frustration was the story of the second period. Few keepers were caught as the morning cloud cover evaporated. Leader Jacob Wheeler, however, managed to catch enough to maintain a comfortable lead heading into the third period.
Second period, it was tough, which I expected it. Didn't seem like a lot of guys caught them. I just caught a handful, never caught any good quality. So I had to come up with an idea. Do I stick to my guns, sit there on those 2 places, because I know there's fish there. There was some good grass to flip. There was some good topwater grass right around the same area that I ended and caught a couple fish. That's where I'm gonna start, period 3.
You may go.
So, you know, I'm running, you know, boat number 1, I'm running the place that I feel like has good potential to have some fish. I look behind me, there's a boat behind me running pretty fast too. And Fletcher comes up and runs right by me, runs up the way and shuts down about 400 yards ahead of me. He got to the stretch that I was thinking about starting on, so I stopped on the other side. I took the left side, he took the right side, and we just went fishing down through there.
Yeah, it'd have been nice if they'd have gave us the whole lake.
At least the last bit. I figured they'd give us the whole lake the last bit. I'd be happy with that.
It was funny because towards the end of the second period, I saw him running that direction. And I knew even before that he'd probably been on the same pattern that I was, because he was obviously in one of the sections that I wanted to fish. I knew that it was going to be a battle between the both of us in the same little tiny area. And I've never fished in an MLF event that close to somebody. But, you know, it's kind of funny. We both know. We're in this top 6 for a reason. The fish were in the hydrilla. He was catching them different than I was catching them. Looks to be like he's throwing the top water, but I'm just gonna stick to the flipping deal and see what happens.
I'm fishing down through there, throwing a frog and throwing a walking bait. And so we get down to the narrow part of the ditch. He catches the one like probably about a pound.
I was gonna keep playing my game because that's what's got me here. I know what happens when I play my game. If I worry about what he's doing, which is something completely different, even though we're yards apart, we're fishing two totally different separate groups of fish at that point.
Meanwhile, across the creek, Aaron Martins also has plans for a comeback.
We've been gambling a little bit, risking for a little bump here and there. Going into period 3, I kind of started graphing closer to where he took off, maybe a mile from where he took off. I started graphing some humps out in the middle, again, channel swings. I got a nice keeper, and then I got another nice one. I ended up getting 3 in like, you know, like 15, 20 minutes, doing multiple passes on it. Then I went out to the end of it and caught a little keeper spot. It was getting to the point where I had like 40 minutes left. I still had time to find something. I mean, I caught that many in 20 minutes. It's possible to find another spot and then maybe catch Wheeler.
With Martins making up ground, Wheeler and Shryock maintain their focus on a common area.
We had a good time. You know, he caught a couple fish. You know, he made a comment and he said, I'll flip, you throw a top water, you know, I'll leave your top water fish alone, you flip. I was like, all right, fine, you know. And I caught the majority of my fish today on top water. You know, even when he left, ran some other stuff. I threw the top water, caught one, caught another one, and I was heading back down through there, but I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna flip that stuff. I'm gonna leave it alone, leave it to him. Simple as that. Money's great and winning's great, but at the end of the day, it's when you give somebody your word, like, hey, dude, I'm not gonna do something.
You leave me all the flip fish, and I'll leave you all the top water fish. We'll go 1-2.
There you go. And then you all of a sudden, bing, score tracker update, bing, score tracker update, bing, score tracker update.
Yes. Fish, stay on. Get in the boat. Whoa, that was, you see that?
What the heck happened?
That was a stunt right there.
You know, boom, he's catching a good one. Boom, catching a good one. Boom, catching a good one. I'm like,
Then fish started to bite in the third period, and I was able to go from 12 pounds to 23 pounds in a hurry. We're still in this deal. Like, it's not over. Like, this is serious. Get in the boat. Boom, baby! Woo! That's why we do it right there, baby. And I felt like at that point, it could very easily be 4-pounder, 4-pounder, 3-pounder, lights out. I win this thing at this point. Look at that, big old head, skinny. I'll take it. Ah. Yes. I was feeling like it was going to happen.
yes. Getting towards the end of the period, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, man, Fletcher's definitely starting to catch him. You know, I still see fish blow up in the pads. I catch one.
Get in the boat! Whoa! Whoa! Coming down to the last 8 minutes, I knew in 8 minutes, I'm 2 flips. This thing's not over. I was keyed in on every single flip all the way to the end.
Three, 2, 1, lines out, end of the Challenge Cup championship round, and you are the champion. Congratulations.
Oh, man. Hats off to Fletcher for catching a few fish towards the end and really making a charge of winning this thing.
I feel like I should shake your hand.
I know, that's exactly what I was doing. I was like, I was gonna get this closer. I'm like, dude, that's freaking pretty dang good.
It'll make good TV.
Like, I gotta give you a dang high five, dude. If I wanted to see someone to win, if it wasn't gonna be me, I wanted to see Fletch. I mean, he's a fellow flat builder, he's from the Midwest. You know, it's no doubt that, you know, he's a good fisherman, and he's good when it's tough.
Man, it's over.
Yeah. I've been fishing for a while now, and I've won a lot of big things. But to win this event, it was just so special for the fact of the caliber of fishermen that I was fishing against. You're not gonna find a stronger group. And you know, at the end of the day, you came out on top. That right there is priceless.
The 2017 Challenge Cup concluded with Jacob Wheeler winning his first Major League Fishing Cup. Tune in next season to change your perspective of more exciting MLF action.